Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till then. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Yani Akhtar Choudhury and I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP, a non-profit organization, is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already serve 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professional and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional (IGP) and ISO 9001 2015 and 10002 2018 is the training faculty for skill development, which was found in 2020 and is generating component candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, and we're trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling kits. On the other side, we are also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and wall knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can upgrade all day. Case learning game, website, free courses, converter sites, and many, many more. We have to empower youth to learn to meet their expectation and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 3 years. We have affiliation with universities and organizations and in 70 different countries. Virtual mock signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is a crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required. To lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continuous improvements so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment box. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,235 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,230 5 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start our 1,236 and our program name is Making Great Impression, How to Add an Interview. And today we have our speaker and our speaker name is Dr. Jingle Aldeyasu. She is from Philippines. Before I hand over to our ma'am, want to share a very little bit about our speaker. She is Education Program Supervisor, Quality Assurance Division, DPED Regional Office 6. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, please give some description about yourself. Then you can start your presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Uh, So I will start. So I will share the slides. Can you please? Okay, we are on the slide one. Is it sharing? Okay. So thank you very much. So once again, to our moderator, thank you very much, ma'am.
Most
So
welcome, ma'am.
before I introduce myself, I have let's have first the glimpse of our topic for tonight. So kindly answer this simple question. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 as the lowest and 5 as the highest, how confident are you during the interview? Please rate yourself. All right, maybe you are answering 5 or 3 or 1. So we have 5 from Evelyn. Anyway, whatever your rate is, whether it is the highest or the lowest or just right, our topic this evening is very beneficial to all who are embarking to the world of work, whether you are applying for a new position or a promotion, or an interview for an award, or anything you are getting into wherein you need to be interviewed. Tonight, we will refresh ourselves on how to make great impressions, how to package yourself so that you will be favored and ace your interview. Good evening, everyone, to our host, to all the participants monitoring us in this international webinar. Anyway, this is free, and you are also lucky to have the Institute of Global Professionals, or the IGP, with an advocacy to bring intellectual sharing free to everyone in the world. So we have our participants in various platforms such as StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, and others. I would like to welcome all of you in this webinar on the topic Making Great Impressions, How to Ace an Interview. I am your speaker for tonight, and I am Dr. Jinky L. Joso. I am affiliated with the Department of Education, Philippines, Regional Office 6, and I am an Education Program Supervisor at Quality Assurance Division. Before we start our webinar proper, I would like to extend my gratitude to the team of IGP for giving me this opportunity to have this intellectual sharing with you. For this year, 2023, this is my first schedule, and I will be having 3 more webinars with you after this one. Same gratitude and greetings to my superiors and mentors in this profession, to our department secretary and the vice president of the Republic of the Philippines, Honorable Sara Duterte Carpio, to my regional director, Dr. Ramir B. Oitico, my assistant regional director, Dr. Pedro Escobardi Jr., my chief supervisor, Dr. Donato G. Delgado, my better half, Mr. Lysander Dioso, and my children, Lance and Kate, and to the whole family for the support and encouragement. And above all, to our Creator, who keep us safe and sane always. So wherever you are, let's always be grateful to our Creator and pray frequently for our safety. So before we proceed to the next slide, I want to greet our early birds. So we have here Sir Alex Javier Alvarez and Mom Evelyn Waperli. They are very early for this webinar. So that's it. Let's begin. I will give to you first what you may expect from this webinar. So at the end of the webinar, you will be able to understand, appreciate, and apply the following. We have here the purpose of the interview. Next is things to be done before the interview, and the things to be done on the day of the interview. Another, we have things to be done during the interview and things to be done after the interview. Moving on, we have also here common questions being asked during the interview. Also, we have behavioral questions. What are those? And the best outfits for an interview. So, shall we start? So, for the purpose of the interview, the interview is a conversation in which you and the employer exchange information. Your objective here is to get an offer of a job, and the employer's objective is to find out the, the following. First, what you have to offer. So these are your skills, your abilities, your basic knowledge. Second, who you are. So these are your personality, your character, your interest. Third one is why you should be hired. This is very simple. You have what they are seeking. So you should have it. The interview will try to determine whether you will be an asset to the organization. While your goal is to present yourself as the best candidate for the position and also to learn more about the position and the interviewer's organization. This is for you to determine whether both are well suited for you and your career goals. Thus, the interview is a two-way discussion rather than an interrogation. Now, that we understand the purpose of an interview, and it was not so scary at all. We may proceed to the next. This is the things to be done before the interview. This part is where we will eliminate all the fears and anxiety of being interviewed. This is your preparation time. To others, it could be done overnight, while to others also, it is a long years of investment of time and effort. So the first thing you should do is educate yourself about the company you are applying with. This is the time that you research and learn things necessary for you to understand the company. If you are educated enough about the company, you will have these two most beneficial benefits. So, your first benefit will be you will know if the mission and culture of the company align with your own interests, career goals, and values. This is very important. Why? Simply because you are getting into a culture where you want also to grow. It must be a two-way process that the company must gain from you and you must also gain from them. So choose wisely. Where do you want to be with? Your second benefit will be you will have the opportunity to genuinely incorporate this knowledge into the interview, which will show that you are well prepared and truly interested in becoming a member of the company. So, how would you do it? You can prepare yourself by first reading the website of the company, following their social media feeds, checking any interesting or relevant things online. You can also check current news about the company in any magazine where they were featured in. And you can also take notes to help you formulate your own questions that demonstrate your interest in the company. This way, you can make good impression that you are interested about them and you are serious to be a part of their system or their family. This way also, you will feel that you are much fitted to the job compared to those who are applying with you. All right, moving on. The second thing to do is to familiarize yourself with the job description of the position you are applying for. Dedicate a time to read and be familiar with the job description. You must read it again carefully prior to your interview. You make a list of the skills, experience, or qualifications that you have to prove that you are a viable candidate. It is a must that you use specific examples or quantifiable metrics as often as possible. Also, pay extra attention to the specific adjectives used when they describe the type of candidate they are seeking in the job listing. Look for opportunities where you can include those words or synonyms into your interview answers. Or you may relay anecdotes that exhibit those qualities when you are asked behavioral questions. So, speaking of behavioral questions, we will have samples of it later. This thing is important because this is what you will be performing and what the company is expecting from you. Along with your competence is also the ability to exhibit your good character. Moving on, here we have the third thing to be done. It is be ready with a typical job interview questions. We cannot deny that the best weapon on how to ace an interview is to come prepared with strong answers to the interview questions. Of course, you may not know exactly what will be asked, but you can increase your odds of doing by researching common job interview questions and coming up with at least 50 to 100 words answers. Remember, it's 50 to 100 word answer. You must be prepared to answer questions like, why should we hire you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tell me about the challenge you overcame. If you call your current or previous employer, what would he say about you? What's your biggest mistakes? These are common questions. And me personally, I was asked with these questions several times, especially from a recent interview. Now that you have the answer, you must deliver it with confidence. Practice it in front of a mirror or with a friend. But always remember, do not overdo confidence because you will appear boasting and nobody likes that. Companies are looking for a confident yet humble applicant. Try to mix these two with your personality. All right, moving on to the next. The fourth thing to do before the interview is get your story right. Take a great portion of your time before the interview to write down a short outline or an essay that sums up your professional life. Make sure that you highlight any position or experience that seem particularly relevant to the job. After you have an outline or a short essay, Practice saying it out loud in a way that seems friendly, natural, and confident. Remember, you should sound natural and not that you sound like you're reading or reciting a list. I know that you are most knowledgeable person when it comes to your work history. However, there's something about being asked to summarize your experience at the beginning which can cause your thoughts to rumble. As a result, you tend to cram and talk too much and worse, forget the most important and relevant facts or details to the job or position you are applying for. So you must prepare your story. You may write so that you can include all the necessary details and you can give proper credits to achievements that are vital to your career and to your position. All right, that's it for the number four. We will proceed to the next. The fifth one is prepare smart questions. We had discussed a while ago that you should sound, or you should familiarize the job description of the position you are applying for. That kind of preparation will help you prove that you are interested in this specific position in that particular company. And you are not just someone who stumbled in on a random and indiscriminate job hunt. There is some point during the interview that you will most likely be invited to ask your own questions. And this is an opportunity that you should not pass up. Why? Because this will demonstrate the following. So if you will be asked, do you have questions on us? You should not pass up. So this is the reason why. It will demonstrate your eagerness to learn, your interest in the position and to the company. It will demonstrate that you have a general understanding of what they have need and what they do through a series of thoughtful questions. So if you will be given this opportunity, you may consider questions like, what would a typical day in this position look like? Are there any specific products or goals that the company is currently focused on? Can you share some examples of the types of projects this position would work on? What challenges could this position help solve? What metrics or KPIs would help quantify the success of this role? This way, you will have also a clearer look of what will your actual job going to be. The exact expectation from you and your support system, if there is any. Okay, that's it. For the sixth thing, we have to check your equipment and your location for those who will go online interviews. Phone or video interviews are often precede in-person interviews lately. Although everyone is familiar with the frustration of technical difficulties, like a bad connection, dim lighting, or a noisy background, it can distract from the great impression you're hoping to make. All you must do is to prepare your equipment and your internet connection. Find a location which is quiet and has good connection, internet connection. Find a clean, uncluttered background. Either set up a ring light or face a source of natural light. Make sure your webcam is eye level. Try to make sure you're in a quiet space. If it's if it is a phone interview, make sure you are in a spot with good reception. Do a practice run with a friend via video to make sure that everything goes as planned. Remember, you are going to impress your interviewer, and your chance is only once. You must give your best shot. All your practice will be in vain if your connection will be poor. If you need to invest for a good connectivity, then do it. It's for your future anyway. The last thing here is practice and more practice. Confidence is the key to ace an interview. It may feel silly, but the best way to work on your interview skills is by rehearsing. Ask a friend or a family member to play the role of the interviewer. Introduce yourself, summarize your work history, answer the question they ask, and practice asking your own questions. Work on not only what you say, but also how you say it. You sound nervous. What message is your body language conveying? Are you talking too fast or rumbling? Make sure your pseudo interviewer provides critical feedback, which is essential to your success. Talk to them on how will you improve your skill or your behavior during the interview. Now we're done with the things to be done before the interview. Moving on to the things to be done on the day of the interview. The first thing you should do is be on time. If it is an in person interview, you should be at the venue for at least 15 minutes before the schedule. Never be late. It is a rule of the thumb that you must be there earlier than the interviewer. This will tell them that you are indeed interested on the job and is punctual. Being punctual tells the company that you will be an asset to them because they will not waste time and resources because you have an or they have an employee who is punctual. In a work, honest employee is a must, and your punctuality signal them that you are honest. Later on, punctuality will not only be defined as time-related values, but more. Anyway, the thing will be on our next succeeding webinar. What we're emphasizing here is to come on time. Not too early and never late, just on time. Remember, give your best to the things which you can have a control over it. And you have control of your time. The second thing is bring resume, reference letters, and your notepad. Don't show up to your interview empty handed. Even if you submitted your resume and reference letters via email or via hard copies. You should bring your own printed copies. This is useful just in case your interviewer do not have the copies with them. This is what do we call backup. That's why we emphasize that you must come prepared. You can bring also notebook and pen, either the typical one or the electronic one. This will help you just in case you need to jot down notes or to recall the essay you prepared for your job experiences or for your answers on the assumed questions. Next is dress well. Looking good contributes to feeling of confidence. One of the most common requirements in any job listing is pleasing personality. This is not all about your physical look, but the package of your values. But always remember that first thing a person can notice about you is your look, your total appearance, including your hygiene and your smile. Do not frustrate your interviewer on this aspect. And who knows, this is the only edge you have from your competitor. Hence, give your best. I'm not saying here that you wear expensive clothes, but make a positive impression while boosting your self esteem in clothes that are clean, fit well, and are appropriate for an interview setting. You may get honest opinions from friends and family members. If you are unsure about what to wear, and try on your clothes and accessories the night before to eliminate the possibility of any last minute wardrobe malfunctions. We will discuss more of this later on as we came across our topic on best outfits for an interview. Just remember, you dressed for the occasion, you dressed to impress, you dressed to boost confidence, and you dressed for your next job or position. The last one should be your motivation on proper dressing. Next is relax and pray. You've done your research, you've practiced, you come prepared, you're on time and well dressed, and maybe you are nervous. Well, that's normal. You may pray for guidance while waiting for your time. Relax your muscles and your thoughts. You did all your best with the preparation. There is only one thing left to complete the recipe of your success: prayer. Pray for God's providence. Remember, prayers move mountains. Relax and be confident. So now we are here on the things to be done during the interview. Aside from answering the interviewer's question, you still have things to do during the interview. And these are equally vital on the previous things you've done during the preparation. So the first thing is smile and act natural. This is quite challenging, but if you had developed your pleasing personality earlier, this will be very easy for you. Practice smiling in front of the mirror and friends and ask their honest opinion if your smile is friendly or not. Acting natural is also tricky because your natural way may not be pleasing to the eyes of the interviewer. Being natural, they should fit the culture of the company you are applying with, not the natural way on how you act inside the house, in the party, or with friends. Those are totally different things. We know that no one goes into a job interview with the intent to be unpleasant. But sometimes being nervous makes it hard to act natural. So be the best version of yourself. A prospect employer wants to get to know the real you. What you must do are the following. Yes, you smile, make an eye contact, and be personable. A job interview is a professional occasion with a social slant. So be friendly with the interviewer. Laugh if the opportunity arises and show off your personality, but in a more polished way than you might with your friends. Never forget that they are looking to fill a job and to form a relationship with a potential new team member. Next is be honest. Be honest even if others are not. Be honest even if others will not. Be honest even if others cannot. These words are derived from the advocacy of the Brotherhood of Christian Businessmen and Professionals. This is popular when it comes to honesty. You may adopt this concept when it comes to honesty. Behavioral interview questions can often feel like a trap. For instance, tell me about a time that you received critical feedback. Might seem like a question to evade, but the reality is that they're trying to get an idea about your level of self awareness or your ability to handle constructive criticism. So you may use your prior experiences as well as a way to show that you're a good fit for their company culture and provide anecdotes that will show that you're genuine and have a good communication skills. Remember this clearly. Authenticity can help you stand out and ace the interview. If you don't have an answer for something, it's okay to say, I don't know off the top of my head, but I will follow up after this interview. Don't embellish or give superficial answers. Even though it is okay to say, I don't know, it will never be okay to say, I don't know to all your interview questions. The next thing is showing enthusiasm and passion. Do you know that enthusiastic people are very interesting? If enthusiasm and passion are present, people became resilient. When they encounter obstacles or hardships, whether at work or in their own lives, people who are passionate about what they do, rather than just in it for the money, are those people who have more positive outlooks and can overcome difficulty through problem solving. Also, the more passionate someone about their job, the more inclined they are work hard on self improvement, which eventually lead into more chances of success. So, what you must do during the interview, don't hesitate to share your excitement about the subject or the project or the task in line with the job you are applying to. If possible, provide examples or situation in the past of how that subject matter is relevant to you, to your personal life, or to your professional experiences. Explaining why something is interesting or important to you will turn you into someone more memorable. Next, here is demonstrate your expertise. While you are answering the questions being asked to you by your interviewer, look for opportunities where you can insert your professional experience and expertise into the conversation. You must take the control of the flow on your job interview. It will manifest on how you answer your questions. And these answers should focus on you and everything that is comfortable for you to discuss with. Otherwise, you will be caught nervous and unprepared. We don't like these things to happen, that you will be shaking during the interview. Our main objective here is to make you shine. Remember, your interviewer will just ask questions. The temperature during the interview will depend on you, on how you will turn the situation which will favor to you. There will be questions like, did you improve a process or solve a problem at your current or previous jobs? So, in answering this kind of question, be humble, but be confident about what you know and how it could benefit their company. Try to tack real world examples onto as many questions as possible. So here we have an examples of questions from Glassdoor.com that need to demonstrate your expertise. Tell me about your work experience. Demonstrate your expertise here. Another question. What can you contribute to this company? What applicable skills and experience do you have? Why are you the best person for this job? See, you can control the flow and the temperature of the interview. If these questions appear on your interview, it's your time to shine. So you must prepare. The last one is taking notes. Remember the notebook you brought with you? Be sure to put it in good use. It's appropriate to take notes during the interview, but as a courtesy, be polite to ask your interviewer first if they mind you taking notes before the interview begins. Never forget this because there are interviewers who don't like their interviewee take notes. On the other hand, note taking also shows diligence, decreasing the likelihood that you appear passive when the interviewer is conveying large amount of information. Taking notes shows that you are interested, that you are listening, that you care. Taking notes can also help ease nervousness. You can also use it to write down names of who will be reporting to, answers to questions if you have, and information you'd like to research or refer later. So now, how do you take notes? What is the manner? You do it just jot down quickly in the occasional. This way, it sends the message that you're organized and make a point of keeping track of the information given to you. Laboring notes laboring to take notes in full sentences, word for word, looks inefficient and may give the interviewer the feeling that they need to slow down and wait for you. So this is a no-no. I think just the key points and phrases looks a lot smarter. If taking fast, abbreviated notes in a way isn't a habit for you, practice ahead of time. It's a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. So practice jotting down. So that's it for the things that you've done or to be done during the interview. Now here we are at the things you should do after the interview. After the interview, we usually think everything is done already. We will just wait for them to call us if we are hired or not. But that is a wrong concept. We have still things to do after the interview. The first thing is follow up to say thank you. This is a good technique for you to be remembered. Take note of this. Good manners never go out of style. So be grateful of their time and the experiences you earned. Take a moment after the interview to follow up with a thank you note. You send a thank you email at least 3 days or after 3 days of the interview. When you do this, it will show that you are appreciative of their time and the opportunity they had given to you to be interviewed. Above all, this, this helps you to stand up from those who did not send notes. Employer appreciate potential employee who are very appreciative. This will serve like a pop-up notification to remind the hiring manager and interviewers that you are interested, available, appreciative, and well-mannered. So even you rank second or third among your competitor, they may consider you for the position since you have already the competence. And now they know that you have a great character. Remember this always. These two must go along together. Competence and character. Next one is submit take home assignment on time. Sometimes interviewer asks applicants to submit a project after the interview. This is also their technique on testing your capacity. In cases like this, do your best work. Submit quality, which showcase your expertise, but do it quickly. Turning an assignment in promptly shows that you're invested in hiring process. If you and another interviewee are both seriously considered, so submitting the quality work with a quick turnaround would help identify you as the ideal candidate for the job. Same goes to if there was a question that we couldn't answer on the spot. Don't forget to follow up your promise to provide an answer after the interview. Maybe you will think that they had forgotten about it, but no, never assume such. If you promise to provide your answer after the interview, then keep it. This is also a way to show that you have good values, that you know how to keep promises. Well, on that very first place, your application to the position is an implied promise that you will contribute to the success of the company, that you will be an asset, and so on. So many promises. Doing this also gives an extra opportunity to remind them of your interest. Anyway, these activities are only applicable if the interviewer asks to submit something or you couldn't answer a question during the interview and you promise to provide your answer after. However, if the number two did not happen, just do the number one, which is follow up and say thank you. And you know already the benefit of it. All right, that's it for that. We have already done discussing three subtopics, namely things to be done before, on the day, during, and after the interview. You may notice that the longest discussion was on the things to be done before the interview. Do you know why? Remember the quote of Abraham Lincoln. He said, if I only had an hour to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 45 minutes sharpening my axe. So the time you spend before the interview and the things you've done are what your sharpening axe is. Okay, we'll be moving on to the next exciting topic. Here we are now on the common questions being asked during the interview, and we will have sample answers. Review these most frequently asked interview questions, then prepare your responses based on your experience, skills, and interest. One of the most important parts of the interview preparation is being ready to respond effectively to the questions that employers typically ask. Since these interview questions are so common, hiring managers will expect you to be able to answer them smoothly and without hesitation. Okay, shall we start with the questions? Here, tell me about yourself. This is one of the first questions you are likely to be asked. Be prepared to talk about yourself and why you are an ideal candidate for the position. Employers are always looking for candidates who are a good match for the job and to the organization. Even if you seem ideal on paper, during an interview with the employer, they will likely to assess whether you are a good fit to the company. Answer the question about yourself without giving too much or too little information. You may share your personal interest and experience that don't relate directly to your work. You can share your favorite habit or a brief account where you grow up, your education, and your motivation. After that, connect it on how you perform your job and connect it also to your expertise. So, to answer this question or this request, be honest, brief, and deliver it confidently. Your goal is to share interesting about yourself that radiates who you are as a person and as an employee. So we have here the sample answer. When I am not working, I like to spend time exploring with my dogs. I take time hiking, visiting historical sites, or even just walking around town. A surprising number of people are drawn to dogs, and I always enjoy talking with who I met. I feel that communication is one of the most important aspects of my professional life as well. When talking to people, being able to guide a conversation in a particular direction is one of the ways I've been successful in different situations at the office. So that is a sample answer to that question. So why this answer works? In addition to sharing a seemingly unrelated facts, which is about the dog, this answer also established that the candidate enjoys talking with people and understands the importance of communication. And we all know that communication or the communication skill is an important skill. Okay, so here for the tips. Transition to professional from personal. After sharing a few interesting personal aspects of your background, you can pivot to mentioning some key personal or rather professional skills that would help you to add value if you were hired to your target job. Be ready to share three or four of the personal qualities, skills, or areas of your expertise, which would help you to excel in the job which you are interviewing. Ultimately, you will want to mention several other strengths before the interview is over. The next question is, why do you want this job? Why are you a good fit for the position? What would you accomplish if you were hired? This interview question gives an opportunity to know about the job and the company, its products, services, culture, and mission. Again, companies want to hire people who are passionate about the job. You should have an interesting answer about why you want this position. First, Identify a couple of key factors that make the role a great fit for you. Example, you love customer support. You love constant human interaction. And you want the satisfaction that comes from helping people to solve their problem. Then you can share why you love the company. Like you can say, I've always been passionate about education. I think you're doing great things. So I want to be part of it. Be specific about what makes you a good fit for the role and mention aspects of the company and the position that appeal to you most. So let's take this sample answer. So here this one. He answers like, I always been a fan of XYZ 987 company's products, and I've spent countless hours playing your games. I know that your focus on unique stories is what drew me and other fans into your games initially and keeps us coming back for more. I followed XYZ 987 company on social media for a while, and I've always loved how you have people in a different departments interact with users. So I was like, when I came across this position for a social media manager with TikTok experience, at my last job, I was responsible for launching our TikTok account and growing it to 10,000 followers in 6 months. Between that experience, my love of gaming, and my deep knowledge of your games and fan base, I know I could make this TikTok account something special and exciting. So that's the sample answer. So why this answer works? The interviewee established his passion for the company. He's a fan, right? He said he's always a fan of the XYZ987 company and his interest to be one of its member. He established those things. He had also established his expertise and experience without sounding boastful. He only sounded interested, a passionate fan like a child who is very excited to be a part of something very fun and exciting. So we have here another sample answer. I want this job because it emphasizes sales and marketing, two of my greatest skill sets. In my previous job, I increased sales by 15% in what was the time considered a flat industry. I know I could bring my 10 years of sales and marketing experience to this company and help continue your years of growth. Use this question as an opportunity to sell yourself to the employer. In thinking about your answer, first focus upon and list the employer's strengths. After establishing the context of your answer, the desirability of the employer, you should then highlight what you can bring to the table that will meet their needs. Why this kind of answer works? This answer is effective because it uses quantifiable example. He used here 15%. He used here 10 years. He shows the quantifiable achievement in sales and marketing of the applicant, as well as reminding the interviewer that he or can offer a decade of professional industry specific experience to his company. Next question is, how do you handle stress and pressure? With this kind of question, your interviewer wanted to know, what do you do when things don't go smoothly at work? How do you deal with difficult situations? The employer wants to know how you handle workplace stress. Do you work well in high stress situation? Do you thrive on pressure, or would you prefer a more low key job? What do you do when something goes wrong? So, the best way to respond to this question is to share an example of how you have successfully handled stress in the previous position. Never say that you never or rarely experience stress. They will raise their brow with that, and you will not sound authentic. What you must do is to formulate your answer in a way that it acknowledges workplace stress and explain how you overcome it or even use it to your advantage. You must foster resiliency. Employers wanted to hire resilient employees. Those are company assets. For you to answer this question successfully, you'll want to provide specific example of how you've handled stress in the past. Above all, you must provide examples of times when pressures made you work more productively. Impress them with your achievement under pressure, under stress. You must be someone who can work well with or without pressure. As a reminder for you, be careful how you respond. Choose your words properly and weave your answer smartly. If you say you get stressed when you're given multiple projects and you know the job will require you to juggle many assignments at once, you look like you are not a good fit to the position. So here we have a sample answer. Pressure is very important to me. Good pressure, such as having many assignments or an upcoming deadline, helps me to stay motivated and productive. Of course, there are the times when too much pressure can lead to stress. However, I'm very skilled at balancing multiple projects and meeting deadlines. This ability prevents me from being overly stressed. For example, I have I once had three large projects due in the same week, and that was a lot of pressure. However, because I created a schedule that detailed how would break down each project into small assignments, I managed to complete all three projects ahead of time and avoided unnecessary stress. So why this answer works? So according to Alexander, this answer shows that the candidate enjoys working under pressure and thrive in stressful situations. All right, those were your common questions and sample answers. I hope you learned something from it. All you have to do is to frame your answer smartly and practice on how you deliver it. See opportunities in all the situations given to you. Convert it to your advantage. Now we will going to the next topic. Here we are now at behavioral questions. So what are those? Behavioral interview are questions being asked to candidates to share examples of specific situations. They've been in where they had to use certain skills or soft skills especially, or to explain how they overcome certain types of scenarios. It is also a way for them to see that you are capable of accomplishing based on your past work experiences. Think about it. What would convince you of someone's ability to work on a team better? Them saying that totally love working on a team, or them telling a story that shows exactly how they work on a team of 5 or several months to implement a website redesign for a major client. Of course, we are better convinced with stories, right? So, as for behavioral questions, these are questions that wanted to know, teamwork questions, customer service questions, adaptability questions, management questions, communication questions, and motivation and values questions. Example of a teamwork question is, tell me about a time when you had a work closely or you had to work closely with someone whose personality was very different from yours. So, question or example of a question for a customer service. Tell me about a time when you made sure a customer was pleased with your service. So we have also here question, example question for adaptability. Tell me a time you were under a lot of pressure at work or at school. What was going on? And how did you get through? So it tests your being adaptable. Are you adaptable? So here, example of time management question. Tell me about a time you set goal for yourself. How did you go about ensuring that you would meet your objective? Your answer should establish your good skill on time management. So another here. Example of communication question. Give me an example of a time when you had to have a difficult conversation with a frustrated client or a colleague. How did you handle the situation? For the last example, here in motivation and values question. Here it goes. Tell me about the time you were dissatisfied in your role. What could have been done to make it better? So these are just a sample question that being asked during an interview. And this is what do we call behavioral question. So now we have already the idea of behavioral questions and when it comes to your interview. So how will you do it? Or how will you answer it? So we have here first, what you do? Prepare a few stories based on the job description. Maybe you will use them, maybe you will not. But trust me, you will feel more prepared and less nervous if you've spent some time thinking about it. Scan the job description for anything that seems to be mentioned more than once or is otherwise emphasized. Then come up with some stories about those things. Use the STAR method. That's number two. Stories can get big and unwieldy, especially when we're nervous. It's important to keep your answer concise and relevant to the question. Use STAR interview method. This can help you craft job landing responses to many interview questions that require a well structured example story. So, what is a STAR method? The STAR method is an interview technique that gives you a straightforward format you can use to tell a story by laying out the situation, task, action, and result. So that is the STAR. Situation for the S, task for T, action for A, and result for R. The situation set the scene and give the necessary details of the example. Your task describe what are your responsibility. Your action, it explains exactly what steps you took to address it. And the result, share what outcomes your actions had achieved. By using these four components to shape your anecdote, it's much easier to share a focused answer, providing the interview with digestible but compelling narrative of what candidate did. That says by Aldea, the coach of Muse Career. So moving on. Next is wrap up your answers with conclusions. Some stories don't fit super neatly into the star, and that's fine. In any case, make sure to wrap up your story with a nice summation so that the interviewer knows what they were supposed to learn from it. In other words, tell your story and then tell them what to think about it. I did this to solve the problem. So, in general, this is the process I use to solve the problems. That's wrapping up. Next one is practice aloud before the real interview. I've worked with thousands of job seekers and written hundreds of job search articles, and my advice on interviewing is to be more specific. Practice answering possible interview questions out loud. Do not memorize your answers. Just say them a few times. If you don't want to be fancy, do it in front of a mirror to get better sense of how you prepared yourself. So that's practicing out loud. So let's try to answer this question. Tell me about a time you need to get information from someone who wasn't very responsive. What did you do? So here, the situation is back when I was just starting, so this is the STAR method, or when I was starting out as an assistant to more senior recruiter. I once needed to book interview rooms for several different candidates with a few sessions, all on the same day. The online system the company used to schedule conference rooms was straightforward enough. But the problem was that it allowed more senior people to bump me out of my reservation. So that's for the task. I had scrambled to get them back. That's for action. Okay, we're in action already. I had to scramble to get them back when I didn't get responses to my emails. I literally ran around the office to find the people who took my rooms and explain why I need them. It was a stressful time, but I already worked out in the end. Most were happy to move to a different room or time to make sure the interviews were smoothly. I also met a bunch of people and earned early on that talking to someone in person and often move things along more quickly than email can. So that's for this result. So the answer was categorized into S, situation, task for T, action for A, and R for result. Now we are here in the topic on how to dress for success. We are done already with samples of interview questions and also behavioral questions. So here, bring out your clothes and polish your shoes and be ready for the interview. Dressing is as important as writing your resume or your cover letter. Choosing your interview attire to keep in line with today's dress code is much like playing game cards. Reading the cards, knowing the players, and cultivating a winning hand are all part of the process. Let's be clear here. There is no one size fits all solutions for what you want to wear or to wear on the interview. Some professions require a tuxedo to win the job. Others hiring managers don't care what you wear as long as you don't show up in a t-shirt and jeans. So we have here guidelines on how you dress for success. So first is when preparing for an interview, look at the next two positions directly above one you're applying so that you can dress better than the guy next to you. Use their dress code to determine what to wear to an interview. It shows you have a drive to move up in life. Research dress codes for your position and industry. Keep in mind that you're incorporating your attire into the overall presentation. Hiring managers decide in seconds if they want to hire you or don't. Wear neutral colors and stay away from patterns. Search for interview videos to see the current trends. You have lots of videos out there. And above all, consider comfort and climate at the office. Second is stay up to date. Stay away from clothes older than 5 years. Wearing fresh new style sends the message that you are in touch with here and now. Hiring managers want to see young and fresh. applicants. Just like you have had similar jobs or better. Remember to say no to clothes and styles older than 5 years. Don't go too casual or dress like you're on your way to the club. Stay up to date and current styles. Suit and tie or other professional garb may not always be the best route to go. Some jobs simply don't require formal attire. Remember, you are painting a picture of a type of candidate you are with the interview dress code. Dress the part, but make sure you stay comfortable. Remember to stay comfortable and don't try to wear something you know makes you sweat or sweat rather. Again, comfort is important in the interviews. Formal business environment here. Business formal is a standard interview dress code. When you are interviewing for a job with a company that requires business formal, it is critical to get it right. If your company culture would align with business formal, then these guides can help you dress successfully for your interview. Wear a single-breasted two-piece suit in dark colors. The suit you wear should be a solid color or have small pinstripes. White or light colored dress shirts are the best. Choose a conservative tie. Avoid bow ties or busy patterns. Wear dark shoes that are polished and free of scratches or stains. Wear matching socks. Avoid wearing strong cologne. Carry your resume and documents in a briefcase or a smart laptop bag. Make sure all your tattoos are covered and remove any body piercing. So here are some appropriate clothing for business casual. You can use trousers, free of lint, holes, and stains. Wear a button-up shirt with collar. You can choose leather shoes that are polished. Wear matching socks. You can bring your satchel bag or a briefcase. Avoid wearing jeans and shirts without collars. Don't wear open toe shoes. Shave and get a haircut. If your hair is long, tie it back. Make sure all the tattoos are also covered and your body piercing. Please hide it. So for those applying in IT and creative industries, add a bit of personality to your outfit. So the contemporary styles will give you a more dynamic and energetic appearance. And your employers is likely to view you as more forward-thinking person that fits with the team. So for all, your interview outfit may include skirt for women. It should always be below the knee. It can be higher or regular waisted, fitted, or loose. You can use dress below the knee and semi-fitted or fitted. You can wear pants, not too long, not too soft. They can be boot cut, high-waisted, or regular. Wear blazer or jacket, fitted or semi-fitted, sitting around your hips. And also, you may wear shirt or blouse, not too low cut or gapping. So if you prefer to wear skirts, wear a skirt in a dark color. When wearing tights, make sure that there are no ladders or holes. So this is for your formal business environment. Be sure the skirt you wear is knee length. Don't get caught out. Remember, when you sit down the interview, your skirt will hike up a little. Your tailored jacket looks smarter than loose-fitted jacket. The blouse or shirt you wear should be a solid color. If you prefer pants, up the pantsuit. Follow the same rules with our colors and solid color blouse. Closed-toe shoes also, and wear only 2 to 6 centimeter high heels. Keep your makeup light and natural. Also, your accessories. Keep them minimal. No earring or loud colors. Avoid carrying large bags and better you use the small or medium purse or a briefcase or a laptop bag. Also, same. Don't wear strong perfume. Hair should be neatly styled or tied down. Make sure all your tattoos also, piercing are covered. So you should look neat. Okay. So we have here for your casual business environment. If a company does not have uniform and find out that their employee wear, or you must find out what their employee wear to work. Remember, you don't want to go casual. You still want to make a good impression. So what you must do, wear a smart slacks or dark colored jeans. Tailored jeans are often best for interviews. Knee length or mid skirt can also work. For shoes, wear flats or small heels with closed toes. Choose a blouse or a shirt that fits well. Avoid low cut tops or crop top. Cardigan can also look smart without being too formal. Casual interview allow you to be a little bolder when it comes to accessories. Choose just one of the two pieces that show your personality. So a role in jewelry or accessories, just one or two. Also, don't wear too much perfume. Make sure also your tattoos and your piercing are covered and tie your hair. Okay, so that's it on how you dress to success. That's it for our topic for this evening. Make great impressions, how to ace an interview. I hope that you learned something tonight. And if you are embarking for an interview, good luck. You can have all those tips and you may continue also your research. So I would like to acknowledge all the resources that help me to provide you with this discussion or intellectual sharing tonight. So here's for our references. So we have an article from Ashley McCain from resources unworkable.com. We have also from Alison Doyle about her article on job interview questions and also with sample questions. And from the indeed.com, we have our behavioral questions. Also, another article of Alison Doyle from the balancemoney.com. And here, this one is a good guide if you need more or detailed reading. You can have this from Muse Editors, the Muse.com Guide to the Most Common Interview Questions. And we have also interview question, why do you want this job, from the balancemoney.com. And also from these websites, they are very helpful. Glassdoor and Bestopedia and Top Resume, an article specifically of A. Smith on the tips on what to wear on the interview. We have also the oxy.com. Can visit those sites. They're also free. And from suitexpert.com, workpack.com, and also we have an article from Lily Zhang of news.com. It's everything you need to know about behavioral questions if you want to uh, dig deeper on behavioral questions. This will help you a lot. So those are our references for tonight's intellectual sharing. I'm glad that I am with you, and I hope that you learn a lot. Thank you very much. So, once again, I am your speaker for this evening on the topic making great impressions, how to ace your interview. See you on our next intellectual sharing. Thank you, IGP, and to all of you. Back to our moderator. Hello,
Thank
ma'am.
you so so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention, learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, dear ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an online webinar certification and online quiz competition. So please stay with us. After short video, we'll be back and enjoy our quiz session, question answer session. Once again, welcome back, everyone. It's time for our question answer session. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz completion. Let's welcome back our ma'am. Once again, welcome back, ma'am. Uh,
Thank you,
it's time for our
ma'am.
it's time for our question answer session. Our Our first question from Isha, Ma'am Dr. Jinky. Kindly, is it good to ask how much the company will paying if not mentioned in their advertisement?
Hello, Sir Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah Chiangwi. Good evening. So your question was, is it good to ask how much the company will be paying if not mentioned in the advertisement? Yes, of course. The answer there is yes. Absolutely yes. That's why on the stages of the interview, there is a part there that they are
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
giving you the opportunity
Okay, I'm sure.
to ask questions. So there you can use that opportunity to ask question like how much they will be paying. Anyway, there is also an interviewer that is asking how much do you expect to be paid. Anyway, it was not mentioned in our example questions, but there is something like that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, then next question from Julius. Do you think is it is okay for a company to bargain for your salary?
To Sir Julius, yes, of course, Sir Julius. It is okay really to bargain for your salary because what we are aftering here is that it is a give and take relationship. You are an asset to the company and they will provide also what you need. It is not just you want the job and they will just give you salary which is not enough. So you bargain your salary based on your qualifications and they can say yes or no, or you can have an agreement about it. So here the question is, can you bargain? Of course, you can really bargain.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Dear participant, we are still waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask. Our speaker will answer this question. Participant are requested to ask their question in the comment box. Ma'am, we think we covered all of our question. There's no more question. You clear all the topic, so there's no more question. Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome and thank you very much also. The feeling is mutual.
Okay, and take care. Ma'am, before you move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye everyone.
Bye. Uh, Dear participants, It's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. IGP knowledge seekers, time for the webinar certification, the most attractive and part of our regular webinar. After short video, we'll be back. So please stay with us and enjoy our session. Once again, welcome back everyone. It's time for to give you our certificate code. Today our program name is Making Great Impression How to Ask an Interview and the code is IGP885 and the code is IGP885. With code you can claim your certificate anytime without code no one is eligible for certificate. How to claim your e-certificate? Go to www.eduigp.com, then you have to click sign in. Log in if you already have an account or create a new account if you are new. Once you are logged in, click free webinar, select the webinar title and click continue courses and get enrolled if you have not yet. Type the code in your certificate code box and click get your certificate. It is auto downloadable in PDF already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. And don't forget to leave a review in our Facebook page, website, in Google. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is online competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular activity. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. First, you have to go www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. And quiz code is even. And quiz code is even. After a short video, we'll start our quiz session. So please stay with us and enjoy our quiz session. Dear participants, time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. We will pick your name from Slido, so join your full name, which will be the print out certificate. And top 10 will be added with this completed certificate.
Noreen, Noreen,
হুম,
what's
হ্যাঁ শুনতেছি।
Okay. Hello, IGP knowledge seekers. How are you? After a long time, this is Kaushik Datta from IGP. Actually, for a specific reason, today I'm here. That is someone like Mr. Joel A. Varnasor. Mr. Joel A. Varnasor, this is for you. We are extremely sorry. You are not able to join in our IGP quiz competition anymore. Mr. Joel A. Varnasur, you are not eligible for IGP quiz competition anymore. We don't want to leave anyone because IGP is a knowledge sharing platform. But you see, you misused lots of opportunities which you think you are clever, but not. We are more than clever to you. But right now, from today, from this session, you are not eligible for any of IGP quiz competitions because you joined several IDs several times. Mr. Joel A. Varnasur, I saw that four of your IDs at the same time. Right now, you have, I think you have already four. How many IDs Joel Varnasur have now? Right now,
Four.
four.
You were.
Okay. So from today, from now, Joel Varnasur will not get any kinds of quiz competition certificates from IGP, and Noreen and IGP team will take care of it.
Yes, sir.
You have to hide Joel F. Varnasur name from the top 15 or top 10 list. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, knowledge seekers. See you again.
Okay, sir. Dear person, it's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. We'll pick your name from Slido, so join with your full name, which will directly print on certificate, and top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. And top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificate. Already 31 people joined with us. Already 31 people joined with us. After some minutes later, we will start. So please, everyone, join quickly in our quiz session. We are waiting for your joining, so please, everyone, join. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. EVEN even. Dear participant, after some minutes later, we start our quiz session. So please everyone join with us. To join our quiz session first, you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. Now I'm going to start our quiz session. So please everyone ready? Be ready. Our first question is, how do you follow up after an interview? Option 1, send a thank you note. Second option is call them and ask if they have an extra ticket to a concert. How do you follow up after an interview? Option 1, send a thank you note. And second option is call them and ask they have an extra ticket to a corner. And the correct answer is option 1, send a thank you note. And 63% people are right. In the leaderboard, we can see the top one is Corazon Thamio. And then in second position, we have Evelyn. Now we go for a second question. When making great presentation, you need option 1, enthusiasm. Second option is discounts. While making great presentation, you need option 1, enthusiasm, and second option is discounts. And the correct answer is enthusiasm, and 100% people are right. Now in the leaderboard, we can see that Corazon Thamio, he is our top one. In this in second position we have Evelyn. In third position we have Charlie. Now we go for a third term question, and the question is gross impression do not. Option 1, occur accidentally. Second option is influence consumer purchase. And the correct answer is occur accidentally, and 68% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is gross impression do not. Option 1, occur accidentally. Second option, equal the number of times a product is asset athlete. And the correct answer is occur accidentally, and 85% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is which of these items are not one of the case taught to making a great impression? Option 1, fresh breath. Second option, firm handshake. And the correct answer is fresh breath, and 84% people are right. In the leaderboard, we can see the top one is Michelle Tarashina, and in second position we have Christiana. Then in third position we have Charlie. Now we go for our next question, and the question is which one does not belong to the group in making a great first impression? Option 1, maintain high energy and enthusiasm, and second option is yell at the top of your lungs. And the correct answer is yell at the top of our lungs. And 92% people are right. Now I go for our seventh question. And the question is making fun of someone. Option 1, derision. And second option is I am Batman. Making fun of someone. Option 1, derision. And second option is I am Batman. Now we can see the top one is derision, and 62% people are right. Now we move to our next question, and the question is first impression of people are difficult to change due to option 1, algorithm. Second option, the anchoring heuristic. And the correct answer is the anchoring heuristic, and 88% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is which type of winner wears at great rate? Great rate. Option 1, porcelain, and second option is resin. And the correct answer is resin, and 25% people are right. Move to to the next question. And the question is, four basic methods for making a sculpture are option 1 modeling, casting, carving, and assembling. Second option is casting, turning, rolling, and modeling. Now we can go for to see our correct answer. The correct answer is option 1 modeling, casting, carving, and assembling, and 78% people are right. Congratulations, Michelle Tarshina. He is our top one. And in second position, we have Christiana B. Losario. In third position, we have Cherry Mia. In fourth position, we have Flomi. In fifth position, we have Rosella uh, Sabaks. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name, which will post. We'll pick your name from Slido and prepare certificate, and we'll post them on our Facebook page and group within 15 minutes. Our Facebook page and group name is Institution of Global Professional. We have all of your name which you entered during joining. We'll pick your name and prepare certificate, and we'll post them on our Facebook official page. And our Facebook official page and group name is Institution of Global Professional. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we'll issue our online quiz competition and certificate on our Facebook official page and group. And our page and group name is Institute of Global Professional. Um, At the end moment of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tied to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, again wants to thanks to all IGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Till then, stay happy and blessed. Thank you again, everyone, and take care, everyone.